Alright, fellow sports lovers, and welcome to another episode of Timeout, a show anybody can watch about sports, stats, facts, and everything in between, from a fan point of view. I'm your host, Charlie, so let's go get this ball rolling. Timeout. Let's talk about some sports. How did I miss that? Alright. Woo! Here we go! That's right, fellow sports lovers, timeout lovers. Man, talk about some awesome college football we had this weekend. As the Cincinnati Bear Claws destroyed the U with a 34-24 victory in Cincinnati, Ohio. The Florida State Seminoles, FSU, chopped up, diced, and sliced Wake Forest as FSU got a victory 24-16 in North Carolina at the BB&T field. And finally, my woo-hoo Florida Gators, yes, destroyed Ole Miss Rebels with a 38-10 victory in the Swamp. Wow! I am so proud to be a Gator. Time out. Let's talk about this. So there was so much exciting, awesome college football going on this weekend, but unfortunately, I just couldn't watch every single game. So here are the recaps of the college games that this timeout lover and sports lover was able to watch this weekend. So timeout. It's NCAA football time. For the first game, we're gonna head all the way to Cincinnati, Ohio, as the Bearcats ripped and tore apart the U. As the game was a back and forth kind of battle with the U versus Cincinnati, with the U starting it off with their kicker, Mikael Bugley, getting the first field goal for Miami with a 41-yard field goal. But nonetheless, the Bear Claws beat the U with only 15 seconds. That's right, timeout lovers. 15 seconds left in the game. Hayden Moore, quarterback for Wake Forest, threw a 7-yard pass to Tyler Cagswell to get a Bearcat victory, 34-23. The studs for the day was Cincinnati's quarterback, Hayden Moore, who had 279 yards, not one but two touchdowns, and did get one interception though. He finished for 22-23, but couldn't do it without his rushing leader, Williams, who had 11 carries and 80 yards, and count them, one touchdown. But of course, nothing could have happened without Sean Washington, who had 8 receiving and 106 yards. On the U side, the studs of Miami were his passing leader, Kakia, who had 255 yards and finished for 24-39. Their rushing leader was Joseph Yearby with 17 carries and 113 yards and count them, one touchdown. And finally, they couldn't make it happen without the captain receiving leader, Waters, who had 4 receiving and 60 yards. On the next game, we head to Winston-Salem, North Carolina, at the BB&T field. As the first and second quarter, it was pretty much a seesaw battle against FSU and Wake Forest, as FSU stud Dalvin Cook got a 94. That's right, fellow sports lovers, I said a 94. Woohoo! 94-yard off to the races to start it off right for the Seminoles. But Wake Forest told them that we're not leaving without an all-out war and battle. And that's exactly what happened. In the second quarter, quarterback Kendall Hilton throws to Cam Surgeon for a 7-yard pass to get some points up for Wake Forest. But nonetheless, FSU beats Wake Forest 24-16. The studs of the day in Wake Forest was Kendall Hilton, who had 215 yards, 1 touchdown, got 1 interception though, hurt, and finished for 27-42. But he couldn't do it without his rushing leader, Calburn, who had 11 carries and for 51 yards. But of course, nothing could have happened without receiving leader Cam Surgeon, who had 10 receiving, 83 yards, and 1 touchdown. On the FSU side, we have quarterback Eddie Golson, who had 202 yards, 1 touchdown, and finished for 20-31. But he couldn't do it without his stud, Dalvin Cook, who had 2 carries for 94 yards and 1 touchdown. And receiving leader, of course, Wilson, who had 5 receiving, 77 yards. FSU, by the way, stays unbelievably undefeated, 4-0, with a 24-16 victory in North Carolina to go ahead and add that a victory. The final game we're going to discuss is about my How About Them Gators going against Ole Miss Rebels, as the Gators chomped up and had Rebels for dinner last night, as Ole Miss got stuck in the swamp, as the Gators' defense, offense, special teams, and pretty much everybody on the team just looked superb. As Ole Miss only made something happen, fellow timeout lovers, in the fourth quarter, with only 4 minutes and 4 seconds left in the game. Marcus Pack gets a 7-yard pass from Chad Kelly and decides to go ahead and put his arms out like this, thinking that he's a stud. Yeah, congratulations, Mr. Pack. You got a touchdown, even though the Gators destroyed your team. Timeout, just saying. Anyway, but it wasn't enough, as the Gators chomped up the competition with a 38-16 victory in the swamp. Even though they lost terribly, Ole Miss Rebels did have a few winners, such as quarterback Chad Kelly, who had 259 yards, 1 touchdown, and definitely messed up though on one interception. He finished for 26-40. And receiving leader Trendwill, who had 5 receiving and 42 yards. On my Gators side, pretty much everybody was stepping up their game. But here are the top studs I felt like that really definitely deserves some acknowledgement. Such as the captain, oh my captain, the freshman redshirt quarterback, Will Grayer, who had 271 yards. Count them, folks. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but woo-hoo! 4 touchdowns. And finished for 24-29. He couldn't do it without his stud Taylor, who had 27 carries and 83 yards. And as well as, can't forget about Gator stud Robinson, who had 8 receiving and 98, that's right, 98 yards. As well as, count them, a Gator touchdown. Man, wow, with the Gators now 5-0, goose egg, that's the way, baby. We chomp up the competition. Let's go, Gators. Back in the day. Okay, fellow sports lovers, timeout lovers, here's something cool that happened today. Check this out. Today, October 5th, in 1921, the World Series, that's right, the World Series was broadcasted on the radio for the first time ever. Wow. Well, that's my show, fellow sports lovers. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to go ahead and like it, go ahead and give me those thumbs up. Or, if you really feel what I'm talking about, then why haven't you subscribed yet? Or, you can leave me a message below the video here. And don't forget to hit me up on social media, on Facebook at Charles Cowan Timeout, as well as on Twitter at TimeoutNow87. Until next time, time out. Let's talk about some sports.